Okay. So we'll go over each one of these, regardless of, don't feel bad if you don't have them all done. But someone did ask, this is so if you went to the University of Hawaii, then this is the test from their week 16. Maybe I'm not sure if they meet once a week or not, but this is their test from that. So yeah, if you've been there, then this will look familiar. But before we go to that part, let's go to, I'm gonna pull up the whiteboard. So just remember, I, ya, yate. Well, that's all of it. And then the X, that means none. So let's go to the whiteboard just to talk about each one of these. And these are all prepositions except for the e. So the e, remember, this one is just gonna say, and we use this in several different ways in the Samoan language, okay? But in this context, when we're talking about two subjects or two objects or more than two, it could be several. But when we're talking about the one that's doing the action, we mark it with the e, okay? So this one is just marking the doer of the action, all right? And this is basically just kind of like the answer key to what we were just doing. Then there was the e, yeah. So we have e. This is for, like, if I say ile fale oloa, like to the store, right? It's a preposition. So we're starting our location with where we're going to. So common nouns. So fale oloa would be like a store. Iletama to the boy, iletene to the girl. These are all common nouns, right? So common noun, common noun, common nouns. What else is gonna be with the e? Those are mainly, yeah. So e is just common noun. If something else comes to me, I'll come back to that. Then we had ya te. So imagine the a has a mafo over it. Well, no, wait, we got to do the ya first. So ya, so this would be like proper nouns and names. So names would be right here. So if I say ya Guillermo, ya Sandra, ya Tavi, ya Daniela, ya Danny, or whoever. So names will go right there. If I say ya Tesema, like a month, Tesema, Tesema. What else will go right there? Yeah. Oh, what is those pronouns? The plural pronouns. So ya imato, imato, any plural pronoun. Ya ilato, ilaua. Okay, any plural pronouns. Okay, I'll just replace those and just say plural pronoun. All right. So this would be ya, ya. Okay. And then the last one was yate, yate. Now this one, you're gonna hear people say these interchangeable. They might say a plural pronoun. They might say yate, yate ilato. Ilato, of course, that's them, but it's many of them, right? But technically, like in all the books you might read, they'll say yateao, ya alofa yateao. I'm not yateao. That's, I love myself, but alofa yateoi. Oops, yateoi. Te oi, yate yateia. Love to her, love to him, or whatever. But you might also hear people say, and it's even written, I've seen it written several times. They'll say oops, it'll say let me stop typing so fast. Trying to be fancy. Ya te imato. You might even see that. But in all of the readings, and I try to keep it standardized in here. So yate and then a singular pronoun. Whereas this one, ya and then plural pronouns or names or like a month. Okay, so let's go back to our what you call it, our slides, and let's do these together. Okay, so sakuka tusi le me'ai. So tusi, cook the food. So what we're trying to do is we want to translate. If you came late, we want to translate this to that, but we need to put the proper either preposition or we need to mark the doer of the action, and the only one is going to be the e. So sakuka tusi le me ai. So how do we say this one? Okay, sakuka. Oh yeah. Oh, e tusi, and then does there anything that goes to this one?
Leai.
Nope. Yeah, leai. So there's nothing. Sakuka e tusi le me ai. So that's all it is to it. So tusi is the one that did the action of sakuka. Tusi cooked or was cooking the food. Sakuka tusi le me ai. Great. So that's all it is to it. How about this one? E ingo ingo or e ino ino, and then we have luce, and then we have le uo a mene. Luce hates mene's food. So what goes right here, or does anything go right there? E ingo ingo luce, and then le uo a mene. Anything go right here? Okay, so we have and then does anything go right here?
So just E, because it's not like a proper or
Right,
actual.
so hates ingo ingo luce luce y le uo a mene, hates mene's friend. Okay, right. So the friend is a common noun, but right here ingo ingo. So we probably didn't go over as much as we should, but ingo ingo is the type of action that goes to a location. This is one of those that are different, like ote alofa ya te oe. Okay. So I love to you. Same thing with hate. My hate goes to, hopefully God help me. Not my hate goes to nobody, but if you hate somebody, Lucid, let's put it on Lucid. Lucid's hate goes Lucid's hate goes to Mene's friend. So we don't need an e right there. We don't need an e. So let's erase Lucid's hate. I mean, because it's a type of action that goes to a location. So all we have to do is say ingo luce y le uo amene. So luce, let's just say it's a he. So his hate is going to the location of Mene's friend. Okay, to Mene's friend. Okay, so we don't need the egg right there. But if you say that, it's not like, people are gonna be like, oh, what you mean? They'll know exactly what you're talking about. But in the Samoan language, alofa, mafafao, to think, because my thinking doesn't change who I'm thinking about. My love doesn't change. You don't have to love me back. You be like, man, get your love. I don't need your love. I don't need your hate. I don't need, So there's certain actions, and the Samoan language is so much more descriptive when it comes to that, because we change what we don't, we make it mean something different. So in English we'll say I love you, but in Samoan it's I love to you. My love goes to you. You could accept it, you don't have to accept it. My hate goes to you. You can take my hate, or not. My thinking goes to you. You can take my thinking or not, but it doesn't change you at all. So, and I put out this list. We talked about the list before about the type of actions that go to a location, but it doesn't change the person, or it doesn't change the object. Okay, and I'll pull that up later if you guys want to talk about that, or if anybody's unclear about that. And here's another one. This is the same thing, makamaka or mata. If I'm watching something, it doesn't change the TV program or anything, but it goes to that. So how do we say this? Olo'o mata. Then we have mele, and then we have the TV. So what would be our what would go right here before mele?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Right. Nothing, because okay. And then we have the TV or the TV.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a common noun. So meles matamata is going to the TV. Mele is watching the TV. Olo matamata mele ile TV or olo makamaka mele the TV. So his watching is going to the TV. Doesn't change the TV one bit. The TV is going to be there. It's not, no X-ray vision or nothing like that. So his watching goes to the TV. All right. Sa tamoe. Tamoe is to run.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So then in number 3, because that's a proper noun, because mene is a proper noun. Oh, the friend is the
Yeah, it's a friend of mene. That's a good. Thank you for bringing that out. I meant to say that. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It's the friend of mene. If it was just mene, then if ingo luce ya mene, because the hate is going to mene. But if it's the friend of mene, then that's different. That's different.
And if it was her, it would be yate ia.
Yateia, yep, yateia. If it was her, it would be yateia. Hate goes to her, yateia. Thank you. Yeah, hey, yeah. Keep bringing these up. If you guys have any questions or any input, because that's gonna help somebody else. That's great. All right. So sa tamoe, and then we have masa, and then we have baka. So what goes before masa?
Eh.
Okay, and then we have lepaka.
E.
Okay, so on this one, we have sa tamoe, e masa, and then ilepaka. The only reason why we don't need an e is because there's not like, if we sa mose, I'm sorry, tamoe. So masa is running directly to the part. So we wouldn't. It's almost like, I guess, redundant in like Samoan ears to say e masa ilepaka, because we have basically one subject. So we have tense is sa, and then our action is tamoe, and then our subject is going to be masa, and then our location is lepaka. This is like textbook tense, action, subject, location. This one right here. So we wouldn't need the e. Now if we had another subject, sa tamoe masa ma maviliamu ilepaka. Like, so then, I mean, we still wouldn't need an e, because both of their, they're the subject and they're going to the part. But tamoe is one of those things. It's an action that's going to go to a location. Whereas if I close the door, that's a different type of action. So tamoe, makamaka, ingo ingo, these are kind of actions that are going to a location, right? It's different from, let me find okay, the last one is a different kind of action. Okay, so I'll just say it like that. But let me write out a different sort of if I were to say John closed the door. So let's just say that in Samoan. So how would we say this in Samoan? What would be our
Satapuni yon.
Satapuni
Yone le tatalo. Oh no, it's door.
Yeah, that's okay. Hey, you know what? That's okay. That's great.
I knew there were T's in there.
That's Yoange closed the prayer. What's the door?
Mene.
Mene. Oh, so that's
I was kidding. Sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, it's pai to toa. Wait, did I spell it right? Pai to toa. Pai to toa. Did I spell it right? Yeah. Satupuni yoane le pai to toa. Okay, so now this is where this is a different kind of action. Tapuni. Tapuni is a different kind of action. So this is one where one subject has a direct impact on another subject. Okay, so it's not like I run. So if I run too, so na tomo evidiamu I le parka, like I William ran to the park. So that's we don't need it to say a because it's one subject. Just imagine that's vidiamu, and then tomoe would be the action runs to the park. So it's only one action, and I'm sorry, one subject. But in this case, we have yoange and we have the faitatoa. We have two subjects. So one of the subjects does the action. And is it tapuni or tapuni? I'm not actually sure. I think it's I always say kapuni or tapuni. So I'm not sure if it's the question was, is it tapuni, like with a mafa over it? Or is it without? I always hear it fast, so it's kind of, I really don't know. I'd have to look that up. Apologize for not knowing that. But on this one, we have two subjects. We have yoange and we have the door. So which one did the action? So we need to mark the action with the e. Sa tapuni e yoane le faitatoa. So it's a different kind of action. That's why we have to mark it with the e. Different kind of action. Now, when we go back to our, where are we at? Okay. When we go back over here, we said, where are we at? Oh, Satamoe, and then Masa, and then Lepaka. Although it's two different subjects, one of these is a location, technically. And so the location is just going to be Ilipaka. So Satamoe, tense, action is Tamoe. So was running, Masa, so we have a subject. Although this is a subject as well, we're starting it off with a preposition. So our preposition is E. Okay, it could be E, it could be ya, yate, mai, maya, mayate. It could be all the different kind of prepositions. But the fact of the matter is we only have one subject doing the action, and that action is satamoe. And where's the location? I lepaka is going to the park. So we wouldn't have to say satamoe e masa I lepaka. Hope that makes sense. I know that was a long explanation, but
Yeah, thank you.
okay. All right. So sa tamoe masa I lepaka. All right. So sa mafafau pili Monica. So we have Bill was thinking about Monica. So how does this one go? Does anything go before Pili?
Mm-mm.
No, because Billy can think about Monica all day. Monica can care less if she wants to. Doesn't really matter. So the mafafao goes to Monica. Maybe she knows, maybe she don't. So what would be the goes before Monica?
Yeah,
Yeah, because it's a name. It's a proper noun. Yeah, Monica. Anytime it's gonna be, if the location is going before a proper noun, it's gonna be ya. Ya and then the name. Ya Monica. Okay, so sa ma fa fa pili ya Monica. Okay. E alofa and then le fafine and then le pepe. Does anything go here? No, okay, no, nothing right there. All right, and then le pepe. What's go right here?
E.
E, right, so because it's a common noun. Il pepe. So e alofa le fafine il pepe. So the love of the woman goes to the baby. The woman loves the baby. Okay, e alofa le fafine il pepe. All right, let's try one that's a little bit different, so we can move a little faster. Lisa went to the, okay, what goes right here? Sa alulisa and then lefono.
E.
E, okay, because it's just a common noun. To the meeting, to the school, to the police station, to the lawyer's office, whatever, ilefono. All right, ole a malanga, and then kisa, and then Samoa tie out. So what goes before kisa?
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing. So ole a malanga kisa. Kisa is the one that's ole a malanga, or will travel. Kisa will travel, and then Samoa tie out Tu Samoa Tayao.
E Samoa.
E Samoa Tayao. Yeah, it's I don't know if that's considered. I'm not good with the English names of it. I don't know if that would be considered what kind of, but it's a location. It's E Samoa Tayao. So it's a place, E Samoa, and then Tayao tomorrow. And then the girl will wash the car. So the
So even
girl,
though Samoa is a proper noun, it would still not get, yeah.
It
Mm.
would be, yeah.
yeah, well, yeah. So I hear both. I usually hear people say E Samoa Tayao. Technically, it would be Ya Samoa Tayao, but it just I hate to say it doesn't sound right, but I think I usually hear people say E Samoa Tayao. But just for the purposes of the books, let's just say it could be either one, Ya Samoa Tayao. But I don't know why, but I always hear E Samoa, like E California, E Australia. That's the only thing. And I think that's why yeah doesn't sound right to me as well. So yeah, so I don't know. It's just the books sometimes say one thing, but then when you hear people speak, it's another thing. So let's just say they're both correct. Because I don't like telling people that they're wrong, especially when the book says one thing or like when I hear things differently. So, and then maybe people around me always say it the wrong way. I don't know. So the professors, they'll say this is the correct way. Ya Samoa. But I always, like my whole life, I always heard like the locations are like a place, even though it's a proper noun, it would be like E. So I think that's why this one's in here. I don't really know. Like I said, I pulled this from the University of Hawaii, so maybe that's why that was in there. But I just want to let you guys know that if you come across that, that might be, you know, the difference. So let's do this last one. Ole a for fulu, and then we have letene and then leta'avale. So what goes before letene?
A.
Okay, great. Because for fulu is a type like it's dirty at first, but then after you fufulu leta'avale, now it's clean. So it's it's something, you did something different. So ole a for fulu letene, and then what goes before leta'avale?
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, does someone else have something different?
Silese upu.
All right, no word. Actually upu. So there's no word goes in front of that one. So that's it. All right. So the only one that you guys did great. The only one that that I even have questions about that I would ask somebody like what would be the technical one that goes before like Samoa, E Samoa or Ya Samoa. Like I've never heard that, but the books will tell you before proper noun it's gonna be Ya, but that one is a little bit different. All right, so we can do this one together just for the sake of time, because we were gonna do, we were gonna translate, or we'll still get to this. We'll get to that. Let me go back over here. So let's do all right, so what we're gonna do is say, is this correct or incorrect? So this is our game right now. So what we're trying to translate is the girl's car has died. So uape letene aletavale. Does this say the girl's car has died? Uape letene aletavale. Is this correct or incorrect?
Incorrect.
Incorrect. All right. So why is it incorrect? Or what does it say? Actually.
The car's girl has died.
Yeah.
Right. Unfortunately, yeah. So we have, and I'll just break it down the way that we learned it. We have our tense, we have has, and then pe talks is the word for to die, but it's talking about it's usually like a car or not a human thing has died. So it's pe. All right. So that would be our action. Our subject is letene. So we're really saying has died the girl. The girl has died. And then we have ale tavale. So this would be like our location, right? So of the car. So the girls, exactly how you said it. You said it perfectly. The girl of the car, the car's girl has died. That's what you said. So this is incorrect. But you guys are correct. So Wapele Tene Ale Ta'avale means the car's girl has died. So how is this one correct? Wapele Ta'avale Ale Tene.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, this is correct because our tense is ua, and then we have pe is the action, and then this is the one that did the action, le ta'avale. So wape le ta'avale. So has died the car of the girl. If we said it out like kind of word for word. So has died the car of the girl. So this one is correct. All right. So his dog is eating. Olo o lana maile. Is this one correct? Olo o lana maile. We have
Big.
yoi. Okay, yep. So we have yoi. So we have olo o so eating, and then who's doing the action? All of this is together. This is the subject. Oh, go ahead.
I just said his dog.
Right.
Yeah.
His dog. So his dog, and it could be her dog or its dog. Lana is going to be, and we're talking. We do have A class. I won't get too much into that because I guess I used up too much time earlier. So it's an A class. So his dog, Lana Miley. So eating his dog, or his dog is eating. All right. So this one is correct. So Olana. I won't even get into that because it doesn't make any sense even to read it. I don't want to confuse anybody. This isn't right because this is like we have our tense, then we have subject. Oh, okay. This is a good question to ask. That's our subject, lana. Yeah. And then yeah, that's our action. And then we have Miley. So why can't this be a subject? I guess that's a good question. Why can't this be the subject? Because we have tense, subject, action. Why cannot this be the subject?
It's describing the dog. It's his or her dog. It's not the actual subject.
Right. And then in tense, subject, action form, you're exactly right. But in tense, subject, action form, why can't Lana be right here?
To be a pronoun?
Has to be a pronoun every single time. So anytime we have tense, subject, and then the action, it's got to be O as in I. It has to be E as in you. It got to be ia as in him, her, or it. It got to be la as in them two. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a pronoun, and it has to be the right kind of pronoun. It's the pronoun that goes before the action, right? But common nouns are always going to go after. So lana maile is that goes after. So that's what we have right here. Olo o so tense, action, and then the subject. And since the subject is lana maile, or his dog or her dog or whoever's dog is going to be, it goes after. We can't say olo o lana maile, or because that's a common noun. It's going to be in Samoan. It's going to be olo o tense, and then action, and then the common noun, whatever it is. The subjects always goes after, unless it's a pronoun, just like you said. And if it's a pronoun, then you can say, he is eating or something like that. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, please be sure to ask questions. All right, so Sue had a phone. Sa iai le telefoni a Sue. Is this one correct or no?
Yes.
Yes, so
Yeah.
sa iai. So iai is to have or to possess, past tense. It's one of our past tense. Sa iai le telefoni. So possess the phone by Sue, or Sue had a phone. So that's correct. So if we say sa iai, this is another one I don't even want to read because that might throw people off. It's throwing me off. Sa iai le Sue telefoni. So we will leave that alone. Okay, so Tui's dog has no food. Eleai se me ai atui maile. Is this correct or no?
No.
Incorrect.
No, okay, incorrect, okay. So I'll just put an X right there. So we have no food.
Dog of Tui.
Atui. Yeah, it's kind of hard when it doesn't make sense. It's kind of hard to read. So let's go to the one that makes sense. So eleaise me ai. So no food, and then of the dog. I'm sorry. No food. Alemaile, and then atui. So tui is the one that owns the dog, and then the dog eleaise me ai. So the dog has no food. So eleaise me ai alemaile atui.
How,
All right.
sorry,
Go ahead.
how does the translate in both those
Okay,
spots?
so so both of these is like of. So both of these and I think my last video on Instagram, if you follow me on there, the last video I believe I'm talking about A and O are well, let me write it out. I'm writing it in the sky like I'm crazy. Okay. Um okay, so A and O they they both mean of. But just like la'u and lo'u, right?
A
We're
class
talking
and O
about A
class?
class and O class. So when we're talking about like location phrases, or possessions, we're talking about possessions. And you know, in this case, these are location phrases as well. So one of them is alemaile, of the dog. The other one is of tui. Okay. So so the dog, if the dog has the food, that's his food. The dog can chew the food up, spit the food out. So it's an A class. It's an A class thing, right? So the food of the dog is gonna be A class. Tui owns the dog. Tui can go adopt another dog, throw this dog out or whatever. It's not a son. It's not like, you know, something that God gave the dog. Both of these things are replaceable. You know, I know people really love their dogs. So like if you want to, you could wordplay with it and say, use O class, but just for the case of simplicity, the dog, Miley, can own the food, throw the food out. Tui could also do that to the dog. So both of these are going to be A class. The Miley, the dog has authority over the me'ai, over the food. So that's going to be A class. Tui, same thing with the dog. You know different than the food to Tui. So both of you guys are they're A class. Tui is on top. Okay. Does
But
that
it was
make
like
sense?
aletina otui.
So yeah, Aletina. Oh, well, okay. So well, let me put the whole
Sorry.
sentence out because we could actually say that a few different ways, and then make it different. So let's say the whole sentence. So let me erase. Okay, there we go. All right. So how will we so okay, go ahead, say your sentence.
I was just changing instead of
Oh,
alemaile, aletina.
oh yeah. Aletina Otui. Okay.
Tui.
Otui. So and what was the first part of the sentence? I forgot already. So
Something about mea not having mea I.
oh yeah, let me go back here. Okay. So it is eleaise me ai. Okay. Eleaise me ai. Sorry, where's it at? Okay, so eleaise me ai, and then it was aletina. Oh yeah, okay. I see what you're saying now. So yeah, so eleaise me ai aletina otui. So I guess this one you could probably I guess say both ways, but technically speaking, so eleaise me ai aletina otui. So the mother does not have Tui's mom doesn't have any food. That's what we're saying, right? So is that's what we're translating here?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tui's mom doesn't have any food. So yeah, so Aletina o Tui. So Tui is under the mom. We could actually I hear it both ways, but since Tui is under the mom, like that's me I atin Aletina o Tui. Yeah, so I'm trying to say this without confusing anybody, including myself. So Aletina. So Tui, we have Tui, okay, and then and that's me I Aletina. So the mom or Tina. And then we have the food, okay? Okay, this might make sense. All right, so the me'ai, that's gonna be A class, right? Elias me'ai, aletina. So like that, and then tina is gonna be over tui, o tui. Okay, does that make sense? So the tina is over tui. I feel like I'm not writing this out to make it make sense. This is correct, but it doesn't, I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly. Does that make sense to everyone? Probably only to Alicia because you asked the question.
Sorry.
Let me move on. For now, you could say it both ways, but because people will know what you're talking about. But yeah, so we'll come back to if anyone's confused by that, just let me know because I probably would try to spend more time trying to untangle the web that I just weave. So Eaulele le uo teine amareko. Does that say Mark's girlfriend is pretty?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. So Eaulele le uo. So pretty, the friend girl uo teine of Mareko. And then le uo teine is that's Mareko is over that relationship. Remember? So if you're over a relationship, you know, he could drop the girl, he can get another girl. So it's going to be A class. Mark chose that relationship, so it's A class. So this one is correct. Eaulele uo teine a Mareko. All right. This one, it will teine Eaulele Marco. This is incorrect. I won't get into why it's incorrect. Hopefully, you know, you guys, so tense subject, okay? The subject has to be a pronoun. So automatically we know it's not gonna make sense in the Samoan here. Sa savali lo tina lana ngalwenga. My mother walked to her job.
No.
Okay, sa savali, so walked, and then lo utina, my mom, lana ngalwenga.
Needs the
Yeah.
E.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Does it need the E in number 12?
Okay, there we go. So E, yep. So we have sa savali lo utina E lana ngalwenga. My mother walked to her job. So that's the only thing that was missing right here. So sa savali lo utina, and then we have lana ngalwenga because savali is going to, and then the one that's doing the savali is lo utina, my mom, and then because she's walking to the location of lana ngalwenga to her job, we need the E. Okay. Great. So that's the correct one. So sa yai a se maile litene. Did the girl have the dog? Or sa yai se maile a litene. Sa yai le maile a litene. Which one of these says did the girl have a dog?
Super.
Oh, sufa. Yep, there we go. So it's this one. And the reason why it is because on this one right here, we're talking about a possession. Did the girl have a dog? So, you know, did the girl have a dog of hers? That's kind of how we would think about it in Samoan sentence structure. Did the girl have a dog of hers? And because of that, we're talking about a possession. Okay, we would start our location off with a possession. A or O. Again, it's a maile, it's a dog, it's a, you know, a possession. So it's gonna be an A-class thing. So we have our tense of sa, we have EI is gonna be our action. Okay, our subject is gonna be se maile, a dog, and then our location is gonna be alitene. So have a dog of hers. And then when you ask it in the Samoan, that kind of way, sa iai se maile alitene. So that's gonna be our question. So did the girl have a dog? So this is the correct one. All right. Okay, let's go to the next one. We have several things that we can review. So if you have any questions on any of this stuff, the purpose of these is just to bring out, you know, questions that we kind of missed going through the 8 weeks. So this one right here, based on the English translation, write the number of the correct Samoan possessive. So we're back to the A class, O class, but then we're also adding another element to it. We're talking about, is it going to be something specific like lau, or is it going to be non-specific? These are like usually with questions, the sao or sana, sao, those are with questions. Or if it's like we're not being, do you have a this or that, or I want a car. Okay, so how about this one? Eleai ta'vale. You don't have a car. Is this one, which one of these will we use? So is it going to be eleai la'u ta'vale, eleai sa'u ta'vale, eleai sana ta'vale, sao ta'vale, lana ta'vale, or lau ta'vale? Which one would it be?
Lao.
Lao. Okay, so eleai, leai,
Oh.
say lao, sa'u. So okay, I have a sa'u and I have a lao. Let me write these
I'm
down.
probably wrong.
Oh, that's okay. It's good. We have to. Oh, this is lau, and then we have sao. I think we have the other one. Well, no, we didn't have sao. Did we have sao?
Look the other way.
Oh, we had sao.
Something.
Okay, yeah. So we had sao and we had lao. Okay, so we had lao, lao and sao. So great try. So you don't have. No, I'm saying, no, so you don't have a car. So you, what, how do we say, like your? So your would be, it's gonna be either, lao or sao. Okay, but when we're talking about a non-specific car, then it's gonna be sao.
Yeah.
So, so, eleai sao ta'vale. So let me write that out. And I feel like I didn't explain it all the way correctly, so, but, so, oops. Eleai, so, and then sao. So sao is the same as lao, except, we'll get back to that, ta'avale. All right, so both of these mean your, all right? But this is a specific your. So if I say, you don't have your car, you don't have, like, I know you're talking about my Maserati and my Lamborghini or whatever, or whatever I got, but we're not talking about a specific car. I'm just saying you don't have a car. So I'm not being specific. So anytime you hear like that, we're not talking about like come here, Sal. We're talking about
Like they say, right?
right. Yep, we're talking about like just like that, but we're gonna change instead of lao. We're gonna say Sal because we're not being specific. Any car. I just need a car. You don't have a car, like you don't have vale. And so and it could be a question or it could be a statement. In this case, we're saying you don't have a car. Like you don't have a car. Or we could say you like you don't have a car. So it could be either way. All right. So hopefully you guys see what we're talking about. Let's do a couple more and then we'll go ahead and close out. I have a car. I have a car. So this one, yep, ta'avale. And in this case, it could be either one, only because like most people have one car. So they'll say like, AI la o ka vale. Like I got a car. But if you have multiple cars, like all of us here, we have a fleet. So we just say, yeah, AI sa vale. Like, I got I got a car if you want to use one of my cars. But it could be this one would be interchangeable. So I'm glad they have this on their test. But that would be the specific difference. If we say la u ta vale, like I have a car, it's a specific car. You know the car I'm talking about. I know the car I'm talking about. It's understood. So la u ta vale. But if I'm just saying, yeah, I got a car, got several cars out here. But it's interchangeable only because most people have one car. So she doesn't have a car. So which one is this going to be? Oops.
Sana.
Lana. So we're talking about Lana. It's a LAI Lana Ta'avale. Yep. So not, and then a car of hers. So not a car of hers. So LAI Lana Ta'avale. So or she doesn't have a car. She doesn't have a car. All right. So EI Ta'avale. Oops. What do we put in between this one? Is it he has a car? He has a car. We're not talking about which specific car. We're just saying he has a car. Oops.
Sana.
Yep, Sanna. Ta'avale. Yep. So that's all it is. So up here is a little different because we're saying she doesn't have a car. Eleai lana ta'avale. This one is exactly the same, but what we're doing here is we're saying eleai. Leai. So this one right here, the word ei, the way that I understand it, I haven't read this in anything, but leai is gonna be like no, not. But le ei, we already know le with the fatma mafa over the e is gonna be no, right? And then we have to have is
Yes, I.
ei. Oh, I'm sorry.
Like yes, I. Like e.
Yeah, like to have, like ei. But then when you put it together, this is just the way that I remember it. I don't even know if this is technically correct, but I know that if I put them together, leai is no, but then leai, leai, so it's like it kind of sounds the same. Leai, leai, not have, no, not possess. But ei by itself is to have. If that helps anybody, I don't know. So ei sana ta'vale. All right. So we're at the time. I'll go ahead and stop the recording. If you have any questions, you can hang around. This is what we're gonna do for our last class is go to the Tusipaia. And first thing we're gonna do is just kind of break things down. Even if you don't know the words, it doesn't even matter. Well, I mean, it's great if you know the words, but we're gonna break it down, with the sentence structure. So that you can, whatever words you don't know, all you have to do is look it up, and it's gonna fall right into a way that you can translate it. Because before I could read this stuff all day, but like I couldn't, it just didn't make sense because I didn't know the sentence structure. Now that we know the sentence structure, hopefully we can translate it. So we have a whole bunch of passages from the Tusipaia that we'll just translate. Okay. And then there's other things, more tests. There's a lot of stuff we can do on the last one. So thank you guys for joining. It's our time. If you have questions, hang after. Other than that, I'll see you guys Thursday, Friday, if you're in Australia, New Zealand, or Samoa, after Lava, and Manu Lepo, Manu Leasu.
Thank you.
And I vote.
Malo, Malo, Lava.